Oh hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jeremy from Long Speed Marine. Today, we're going to be removing this ugly purple window tint. Tag along and see how I do it. So sometimes while you're doing your projects, there's large things and small things that need to be done. And, every once in a while, maybe I don't feel like doing some big stuff, so I'll tackle some of the smaller things. One of the smaller things I'm getting done on this car is taking this ugly purple window tint off. It's on all the windows, including the rear window, which will be a bear. It's awful to get off. It's awful stuff, but if you take your time and a little bit of patience, it'll come off not too bad and you won't have much cleanup afterwards. So that's what we're tackling today. So let me walk you through how I get this stuff off. Okay, well, taking this actual window tint off isn't that hard, to be honest. You could just grab it, peel it, and rip the whole window tint off. The problem is, what's going to be left behind is all that nasty glue that's been on there forever. So the best way to go about doing that is to heat this thing up. Basically, it starts to melt the glue so that you can try and peel it back off and get the glue to come with the tint. On my other window on the other side there, I only heated up a section of it enough where the actual stickiness came with the tint. Most of it honestly stayed on there, so I'm going to show you what to do because I'm sure we'll have some glue left behind here. So I'll show you what to do to try and get that glue off as easily as possible. So I'm just going to start going ahead, heating this up with my heat gun, and we'll go from there. Now, if you didn't happen to have a heat gun, I recommend doing this in the summertime. Leave it out in the sun, get it real hot, with the doors closed, windows up, doors closed, and let this thing heat up for a while in the direct sun. And then at least that will help you pull the stickiness off if you don't have a heat gun. Okay, so I did get a little tear up the top here, so I'm going to try and fix that at the moment so I don't start tearing that even more. So I can pull both pieces, and this is leaving behind a little bit of the stickiness. I'm going to put a glove on so that I can get right close to my hand and not burn my thumb. Okay, so there's the film off, and like I said, I could have just gone quickly and tried to rip that whole thing off, but I would have left even more glue behind, but it didn't really matter. This center part here is still all glue. This section here, we've got the glue off, we've got the glue off over there, but this middle part, it just didn't want to come with it. And that sometimes happens. Maybe I could have heated it up a little bit more. Hey, if you've done this before, let me know. Put it down in the comments of what's worked for you a little bit better than that. But now I'm going to show you what I do to try and get this glue off. So now what I like to do is get some regular old acetone, your blue shop towel, and just start wiping away. You will eventually, you'll notice that you'll clog up the one side of the towel. So I usually fold it in 4. Start on one side, flip over to the other side, then flip this in half, and then use this side and this side. And because what it'll do is it'll pick up that glue in the actual rag and start to just smear it all over the place. You'll see as I go along. I'm running out of that stuff. So it gets off the thin stuff, but then this thicker stuff here starts to smear around as you get the glue off. So once you see and it's all starting to cake up here on this cloth, just flip it over to the other side. And I just wear gloves because you probably shouldn't soak your hands in acetone, but also helps keep the stickiness off of your hands. Okay, so now that we're at this step, we're done with taking most of this glue off. I like to take my steel wool, so this is super fine or quad zero steel wool, and just start buffing it, and it will take off these big chunks. And you may want to do the outside of the window too, just to make it look cleaner so you can tell where you're at. But I just basically scrub with the steel wool like this, and it will get those big streaks and those big chunks off, and also polish up the glass quite nice too if there's any overspray or anything on it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. All right, so I have a couple little spots left on the bottom here. I just need to clean up a little bit with the acetone, but for the most part, there it is. I mean, that's nice and clear. The steel wool polished that up nicely and got rid of that ugly purple tint. Well, there you go. That's how I go about taking window tint off. I've still got this small glass to do and the very back glass to do. But small little projects like this are eventually going to add up to me getting out on Hot Rod Power Tour, and the same thing for you guys on your project cars. Thanks for following along on this. Make sure you hit the subscribe, smash the like, follow along with this build getting to Hot Rod Power Tour 2023 with the budget Buick. Thanks very much and take care.